Today it's a soothing, relaxing makeup day. Welcome in, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 woman. Oh my gosh. How were your holidays? Tell me everything down in the comments below. I want to know how it went for you, and I would imagine that we all could use just a little peaceful, quiet, soothing time together. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you want all the good stuff, you might want to sign up for my Sunday morning email newsletter. The link is in the description box down below. Every Sunday morning, I send out a very short, very sweet, very popular email newsletter featuring all the cool things I found throughout the week, whether it's a good recipe that you absolutely have to try, a great piece of information, something funny I want to share with you, whatever I would share if we were together having coffee, that's what goes in the Sunday morning email newsletter. It's super free, super fun, super popular, super easy to sign up. The link is in the description box down below. I think you're going to love it. A few weeks back, I did a video on the makeup line Ilia. And of all the lines that I've tried recently, I'm really loving Ilia a lot. And I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I hope so. Their line is mostly cream-based, and I think it's really, really perfect for more mature skin if you like more cream makeup. And I'm finding that cream products really do work better for my skin, and Ilia does a beautiful job. So before I did that video, I hopped onto the Ilia website just to kind of check out the company, get a little bit of information on their background. And what popped up first on the website was this palette. And oh my gosh, I was so tickled because this looked like the perfect travel palette. Perfect all-in-one palette. I loved the colors. I was really liking the line of makeup. So what did I do? I went ahead and ordered it. I was just so very tickled because having an all-in-one palette is so very handy, and I just never found one that all the colors worked, and this one looked absolutely fabulous. So I went ahead and ordered it, as you can see it here. Well, it came in, and guess what? This is powder products. Wah, wah. Oh my gosh. You know, completely my fault that I didn't double check that it was a cream-based palette. This is actually a baked powder product. So although I was disappointed that it wasn't cream, I went ahead and used it, and you know what? I like it. I think I would probably like it better if it was cream, but I do like it, and I actually took this on a recent trip, and it was very, very handy. So we're gonna go ahead and work with this today. I'm gonna try to use Ilia for most of the products today, but I'm gonna fill in with some little things that are favorites that just make a good face of makeup for me. These are the Jones Road pencils. I absolutely love these. And what I'm doing is I'm putting that just in that purple circle underneath my eye. Then I'm going to follow up with the Catrice Under Eye Brightener. This is a very affordable product, and what I do is I just get a little bit on my finger and I go back into my under eye and tap that in over that concealer pencil. And you can see what that's done for my under eye. It not only brightens it up, but it lays down a nice foundation for my concealer a little later on. Jones Road Brow Pencil. This is in the color Blonde. Love this because it's a big chunky pencil and it fills in my brows really, really quickly. And then towards the end of my makeup, I always go back in with a very, very skinny brow pencil from e.l.f. But this really gets the main colors of my brows going. Ilia has 3 foundations. The one that I really love is this Super Serum. I think it's probably the only serum foundation I found that I thought was really worth it because it actually has some coverage. They also have a couple of stick foundations. I like them. I don't think I love them. I do love the serum. And the interesting thing about these sticks is it has a little indentation right there. I don't know if you can see it, for you to put your thumb. Which I think is pretty handy, and also another one at the top. So those are just nice little, design features. So you can see the stick foundations right here. If you don't have really dry skin, you might want to give these a try. They are nice. I just personally prefer the serum foundation. So I always like to make sure that I shake it up really well because it's more liquidy, and I would imagine that the components probably break apart a little bit. So I'm just going to go right onto my face with this this. And like I said, the reason I like this is that, it has that really light appearance on your skin, but the other serum foundations I have tried, they just don't cover at all. And this one actually does. So I'm just going to start pouncing that over my skin. This particular foundation or serum really has a beautiful glow. And of course, you guys know me. I'm all about the glow. So here's that foundation on the skin, and you can see it's very, very light. It has a beautiful glow to it, but it does offer some coverage. In other words, I feel like my skin texture has been evened out. Any little doodads look a little less obvious. It's just a pretty, pretty look. I'm going to go in with a concealer now. This is the Jouer. I actually really, really like this. It's worked very, very well for me, and by golly, you just don't need very much. So I'm just going to put a little bit in those troublesome areas, and I'm going to first tap it in with my finger. Now I'm going to take my damp sponge and just press that in and work over my whole complexion. Now I'm going to go in with the Kosas Cloud Set Powder on my little powder brush here. This is the 04. If you're looking for really quality makeup brushes that are lifetime brushes, Refer is a good place to look. A little bit underneath my eyes just to set down that concealer. And then I'm going to put a little bit on my chin. Back in with that sponge. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of eyeshadow primer on my lids. I usually do this at the very beginning, but I forgot. Just a little bit right there. So the name of this palette is the Ethereal Baked Palette. And I'll tell you what, if I'd been paying attention, that would have been a clue. So you can see the colors right here. I really do love the colors in this palette, and I've used it and I took it on a trip and I liked it very much. So I do like the formula. Again, I would probably love it more if it was cream, just because with my more mature skin, I feel like cream products seem to work better. But this is really a nice palette, particularly if you travel a lot and you like to be able to just take one palette with you and, your complexion products. This could be a good fit. I'm going to take my little contour brush right here and dip it into that contour color. Whoever does the color work on this line of makeup really does a beautiful job. So that's the bronzer color in the palette. I really do like this palette quite a bit. Really is beautiful. Now I'm going to use this color right over here for my blush. Isn't that pretty? Just nice and subtle, very natural looking. Isn't that pretty? And now I'm going to dip into this highlighter right here and just hit the tops of my cheeks, a little bit in the front. Now I'm going to go over with a big fluffy brush. This is the BK Beauty, their 103 brush. Very, very handy. And what I'm doing is that I'm just making sure that all those edges are blended really well. In my mind, blending is the key for more mature makeup. So here's the complexion with that serum, which is very, very moisturizing and hydrating, and it makes the skin look very, very dewy. And the palette. I think the colors are absolutely beautiful. I really do. Although I keep complaining that it's not a cream palette, it does work really well, and it soaks into the skin and looks beautiful. So nice and subtle, just the right tones and colors. So for my eye makeup, I'm going to use this same palette, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Angie. This is the, gosh, you guys, you'd think I'd remember this. This is the Angie 503 brush. And I'm going to go ahead first off, and I'm going to dip into the same color that I used for my contour bronzer. And I'm going to get a little bit on the brush, tap it off, and then that's going to go right up in the crease of my eye. And I'm holding that brush very lightly and just working it in, and then I'm going to bring that down onto the lid. And what's going to happen is, because I put that brush in the crease first, that's where most of the color is going to go, and what's going to go on the lid is just a nice wash of subtle color. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to put that right in the crease and start working it across, and once that's kind of blended in, I'm going to bring that down onto the lid. Next up, I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to dip it into the color that I used for my blush. There's two colors in this palette, a little bit more of a rosy tone here and then a peachier, lighter tone there. So I've got a little bit of that rosy tone on my brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right above that crease area and really lightly place that rosy tone. I'm cleaning my brush off now, and I'm going to go back in with a fairly clean brush, and I'm just going to really blend that in up to that area underneath my eyebrow. To finish off the eyes, I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to dip it into the highlighter right here, and I'm going to place that right in the center of my movable lid just to give a little highlight in that area. So that's the eye look, and you can see the beauty of using an all-over palette for your face because everything just melts in together and looks very, very cohesive. So it's a great way to travel with just a little bit of makeup and have a very, very put together look. Little rougher eyelash curler here, best eyelash curler on the planet. I'm going to take a second and put on a little setting spray. This is the Fix It from MAC. This is the Maybelline Unstoppable Black Liner, and I'm going to use that to tightline. And then just finishing up the brows a little bit with that skinny e.l.f. brow pencil, doing the detail work. And this is when I like to pull out the tips and give my brows a little bit more of a dramatic shape. Now I'm going to use the Ilia mascara. I do like this mascara. It gives you very light, fluttery lashes. This is an old Milani lipstick. I don't even know if this is still in the line. This is called Matte Tinder, and it's just a really interesting color. It's kind of a combination between sort of a burnt red and a pink. It's really pretty. There's the lipstick. Here we have the finished look. So what do I think about this palette from Ilia? I like it. I like it a lot. I think the colors are really beautiful. Whoever is doing the color work at Ilia is doing a great job. It's very, very handy. The formulas are wonderful. You can see that you can put together a very, very natural, pretty look with just this one palette and some complexion products. So I think for that, it's a good bargain. Do I wish it was cream? Probably, but this is very, very handy that it's powder because it's super easy to use in your eye makeup as well as your face makeup. So all in all, I think this is a good buy. This is available from Ilia on their website now, but it says limited time. So I don't know if it's just a holiday thing or if they're just testing it to see if it's popular. But if you're interested, you can go over and take a look. It might still be there. So Ilia palette, I do like it. I like the Ilia line very much. I think it's really, really an appropriate line with the cream products and some of the powder products for more mature skin. So those are my thoughts on the palette that I thought was cream. That's really not. But there we have it. I want to thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 woman. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.